Okay, welcome in. I'm a little behind, but I will be reviewing Wednesday's games of the NHL. This was the last day that the NHL had regular season games before the All-Star break in Toronto. So to take a quick little recap of the six teams that were duking it out for 2 points. Starting with the Detroit Red Wings, and they played host to the Ottawa Senators. So a little gander at the game summary from this matchup. In the first round, we'll kick things off for the Red Wings. 8 minutes and 57 seconds into that frame, getting his 13th goal of the season, assisted by Bellino. It was 1-0 after 20 minutes. Katzlik, if I'm pronouncing that name correctly, would tie the game up for the Senators in the second period, getting his second goal of the season, assisted by Bernard Docker and Kelly. Brady Tkachuk would increase the lead to 2-1. With 5 minutes and 28 seconds remaining, his 22nd goal of the season, assisted by Shane Pinto. In the third, Don Larkin would tie the game up with 8 minutes and 45 seconds remaining, his 23rd of the season, assisted by JT Compher and Oli Mata. This game would need extra time, and in the overtime frame, Shane Pinto would get the game-winning goal, his second goal of the season, assisted by Shabbat and Tarasenko, 2 minutes and 5 seconds into that extra period. So with the victory, the Senators were starting to now kind of click and get on a bit of a roll, but I feel like it's just too little too late to make a postseason run. They're sitting at 20, 25, and 2, and despite the loss, the Red Wings are 26, 18, and 6. They currently are sitting in the number 2 wildcard spot, and they have a 6-point lead from the team that's below them. So they're sitting quite comfortably in that playoff spot as we speak. All right, now we're off to Nashville, where we had the Los Angeles Kings, and they were playing host. Sorry, not Nashville Predators were playing host to the Los Angeles Kings. There we go. Okay, so take a look at the game summary from this matchup. In the first, Grundstrom would kick things off for the Los Angeles Kings. 8 minutes and 51 seconds into that frame, getting his 8th goal of the season. In the second period, Turcotte would increase the lead to 2-0 for the Los Angeles Kings, getting his first goal of the season, assisted by Moore and Spence. 5 minutes and 36 seconds into that middle frame. So after 20 minutes of play, it was 2-0 in favor of the Kings. In the third period, Forsberg would finally get the Predators on the board. 5 minutes and 15 seconds into that period, his 24th goal of the season from McDonough and Nyquist. Trevor Lewis would increase the lead to 3-1 with 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining, his 6th of the season from Byfield and Turcotte. Tomasino would cut the deficit to 3-2 with 3 minutes and 25 seconds remaining, his 7th goal of the season from Yossi and Novak. And Kevin Fiala would put the game away, doubling up the lead to 4-2, getting his 13th goal of the season from Deneau and Mikey Anderson. And that goal happened with just a minute and 9 seconds remaining in the frame. So with the victory, the Los Angeles Kings are sitting at 23, 15, and 10. They currently are sitting in the number 1 wildcard spot of the Western Conference. And with a loss, the Predators are 26, 23, and 2. They're currently on the outside of the playoffs looking in. And they both have the same amount of points as the Blues, but because the Blues have 2 games on hand, the Blues currently have the number 2 wildcard spot in the Western Conference. Okay, so now on to the last matchup of the night, which was a battle of 2 teams from California. Had the San Jose Sharks, and they went into Anaheim to take on the Ducks. Okay, let's take a look and see how this game unfolded. So in the first, Lundstrom would kick things off with the Ducks, just 2 minutes and 12 seconds into that opening frame, getting a second goal of the season from McTavish and Silverberg. Anthony Duclair would get a power play goal for the Sharks, tying the game up at 1, his 9th of the season from, Mukamalandin, Mukhamadulin, and Mike Hoffman. After 20 minutes of play, it was all tied up at 1. In the second period, Vlasic would get his 5th goal of the season with just over 2 minutes remaining in that period, assisted by Burrows and Eklund. So after 40 minutes of play, it was 2-1 in favor of the Sharks. It would take until late in that third period for the Ducks to tie it up, with just about a minute remaining in that frame, as Troy Terry would tie the game up at 2, his 15th of the season from Carlson and Adam Henrique. The game would need overtime to settle this one, and it would take until just under a minute to go, 53 seconds to be exact, where Frank Materno would get the game-winning goal, his 22nd goal of the year from Terry and Lacombe. So with the victory, the Ducks are sitting at 18, 30, and 2. They have the second worst record in the Pacific. They have the third worst record of the Western Conference. And speaking of the worst record, the San Jose Sharks are sitting at 14, 32, and 5, the worst team in the Pacific, but they're only the second worst team in the Western Conference, as the Blackhawks have 3 less points than the Sharks do at this point in the season. All right, that's going to take care of my recap from Wednesday's action of the NHL. As always, if you're new to this channel and you like this type of content, please feel free to hit the sub button. I'd be very grateful and very appreciative. And until next time, take care.